In this video, we're going to look at a simple interest problem, identify the givens and goals in each problem, and write your final answers as complete sentences. So you are investing in an account that earns 8% simple interest. Okay, so now I see a question coming, so that'll be a goal. How much would you need to deposit in the account now in order to have $5,000 in the account in 10 years. Now notice I skipped these two pieces of information because even though they're in the goal question, they're pieces of given information. We'll need these in order to answer the question. And then we have what percent of the original amount is the interest? Round your answer to the nearest cent. Okay. So now we're told it's simple interest, and I have some simple interest formulas up here. Okay. First, we know that the simple interest rate is 8%, and as a decimal, that's 0.08. And now here we're told 5,000, and it's probably tempting to think that this is the principal. So let's go back at this sentence or question and see what it really means. So how much would you need to deposit in an account now in order to have $5,000 in the account in 10 years. So notice this isn't how much you're investing, this is how much you'll have after 10 years at 8% simple interest. This is what the value A represents, the future amount. So we have a future amount of $5,000, and here we're told the time is 10 years. Now, since we're solving for the principal in this case, that's our goal. Okay, we'll use this formula here. And this just rearranges our simple interest formula by solving for P. We can divide both sides by 1 plus RT to solve for P, and we get this result. So P equals A divided by 1 plus RT. Now let's put in our values. So our A is 5,000. Then we have 1 plus our R is 0.08, and we're going to multiply that by 10. Okay. Now we're going to compute this on the calculator, but you want to be a little bit careful. Okay. So notice we're dividing 5,000 by this entire result. Okay, and if we just put 5,000 divided by this expression, the calculator wouldn't compute it correctly. So we need to make sure that we put this expression in parentheses so it will divide $5,000 by this result. So 5,000 divided by parentheses 1 plus 0.08 times 10. Close the parentheses, and I'm looking up here just to check that, and it looks good. And make sure you hit equals. This is actually the result of the bottom. And we get a principal of $2,777, and we would round to 78 cents. So P equals $2,777.78. Okay. Now our next question says, what percent of the original amount is the interest? Well, first we need to know what the interest is, and then we can divide the interest by the original amount and multiply by 100 to get that percent. So first let's find the interest. We'll use this formula right here for interest. So this is, if you know both the amount and the principal, this is an easier way to find interest. So I equals A minus P, and A was 5,000. P is $2,777.78. And we will put that into the calculator. .78 equals, and we get the result that the interest is $2,222.22. Okay, so that's the interest, but remember we're asked what percent of the original amount is the interest, and the original amount would be this principal. Okay, so it looks like these amounts are relatively close, so I'm expecting a high percent here. So we'll put percent equals the interest divided by the principal, and we'll multiply by 100% to write that as a percent. So this was interest over principal times 100%. And we have the interest already in there, so let's divide by the principal, 2777.78 times 100. Okay, and now we want to round this to 2 decimal places. Always round after you change it to a percent, not before. Okay, so we're rounding the percent to 2 decimal places, not the original decimal version of the percent. And notice here we have 0.99. The thousandths place is a 9, so we're going to round up. That's going to round up a whole bunch of stuff. So this is going to round up to 0, 0, and the 9 is going to round up to 0 and adding 1 to the 7. So this basically rounds to 80%. Okay, I'm just going to write that in case it was confusing. Okay, so there's the thousandths place. Since we're rounding up here, this would turn into a 0 and we'd carry the 1. Well, 9 and 1 is 10, so this turns into a 0 and we round up a 1. And 9 plus 1 is 10, so this is a 0. And we round up 1, which makes this 8. Okay, so that's how we get our 80%. So let's write our final answers. Always refer back to the question. How much would you need to deposit in an account now in order to have $5,000 in 10 years? And you would need to deposit, and here is our result, $2,777.78 now. And our second answer, we were asked what percent of the original amount is the interest, and we would answer the interest is 80% of the original amount.